Hey guys, Honest back with another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at something wonderful. For those of you that watched my review yesterday, I had a little issue, exact opposite today. The Nectar by Colibri. Now I did pick this up from a place called All for Yummy Vapor. I believe they're in Israel. I know that it said Israel Post when I got it and got the tracking. Absolutely phenomenal Addy. I'm going to say that right off the bat. I do. It just happens to be that one of my best friends in the entire vaping world knows the owner. His name's Alex, and I heard great things about him. So, just something to note. I know that they have amazing customer service. When I ordered this atomizer, there was actually a note on their website that said, we're not going to be shipping to this date. I forget, they were on vacation or it was soccer or something. I forget. Bubba Doo says hi to all you guys. For those of you who watch my videos, you know him by now. And but anyway, they were on vacation or something, and it said, all orders will be shipped on, this certain date, which was like, I don't remember, a week after I ordered it. So when I ordered it, they make three versions of the Nectar. Here it is. This is the Micro. They make a Nectar Nano, Micro, and then a standard. It's a full tank. This one is the, as I said, Micro. It's the second size. The Nano is very small. It's just a sliver of tank. Well, after looking at it and thinking about it, I thought, man, you know what? I had ordered the Nano. I thought, I really want the Micro. I got it to have a small tank, and if I get the Nano, it's going to basically be like a dripper with a decent sized juice well. So I opted for this one. I sent them a message. Now remember, they're on vacation at this time. I sent them a message. Asking if they could change my order from a nano to a Micro. Very next day, I get a message back. No problem. They switched it. Everything happened the way I wanted it to. Just awesome customer service, especially being the fact that they were on vacation or something, and they still, were diligent about responding to a customer service issue. Customer service is so important to me, and I was just thrilled to death that happened that way. And the fact that they were on vacation and everything just made it a great experience, and I know that they have great customer service. So that knocks the customer service part out of the way. As well as I told you, a very good friend of mine says, Alex, the owner is just, a really great person. So it's nice, to get a feel for a place before you make a purchase. It was my first purchase from All for Yummy Vapor. I've known about them, I've heard their name around the community, but I had never ordered from them. So it is the Nectar made by Colibri. For those of you who do know of Colibri lighters and that type thing, not the same company. I thought, well, maybe this is the same company. I used to buy some high-end lighters now and then back when I smoked. And I sent them a message, and that they are not affiliated or the same company at all. But anyway, it's been a phenomenal atomizer. Let's have a quick vape. Let me turn my fan. I won't be able to show you guys the vapor production too much because, Bubba Doo's behind me. I got the fan on, but I will have a vape with you guys. Does produce a lot of vapor. We are going to take a look at this up close and personal. I am going to get the negatives out of the way right now while we're up here. Not a whole lot of negatives. The negatives that I have two. One, when I first put a coil on here, here's what the deck looks like, by the way, so you understand what I'm saying. When I first put a coil on here, I had a 2.5 millimeter Micro coil, and it was actually, I guess it's not a negative towards the Addy. I guess it would be a negative towards the drip tip. Because what happened was, if you look underneath here, You see how my drip tip's right there? It's kind of flush with the bottom or the top of the top cap. Let's go ahead and take that out of there. Okay, well, the drip tip that I used on here actually touched the coil, causing it to short out. And it read ohms too low and that it wouldn't vape. There is the tip that touched it. Well, it was a stainless steel version of the same tip, though. See how that one kind of sticks out of the bottom? So, the vast majority of my tips work just fine in this. Out of 10 tips, I think 2 maybe, stuck out and were a little too long. So, that's something to note. This one, if you look, see, it's flush. It doesn't stick out at all. So, anyway, that's my one, I don't know if you want to call it a negative or not, but that's the one kind of bad thing that happened. The other thing is, when I used 2.5 millimeter coil, what was happening, my wick, I was putting my cotton, I used cotton to begin with, I put the cotton down in these holes, so the cotton is in there. When I would fill this, if you notice there's a big fill hole there. See the big fill hole? You see there the fill holes on one side, and then you got the 2 wick holes, and then the other side. What was happening when I would fill it is it would only fill half of the tank vertically. The wicks were blocking the juice from going to the other side, man. And I was sitting there holding it and tilting it and trying to get the juice to go over there, and I was having an issue with that. Still vape, but like I said, it would only fill half the tank. So I dropped my wick size down to a 2 millimeter. Not a very large wick at all. Was still having some of the same type issues. Now, I could fill it and I could wait a little while and look at it, and it would slowly move its way over there. But who wants to fill a tank, sit there, and wait, a few minutes and put a little more juice in there and wait to get a tank full. So that was my issue with the cotton. Maybe other people aren't having that issue. It's just an issue that I had. So I decided, somebody asked me, hey, Honest, is cotton the only type of build you can put in there? And I said, heck no, you can put a mesh U-wick. So I decided to put one in here to show him that it was possible. Boy, am I glad that I did. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care the people out there that say they do not like mesh. I just don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I believe if you have a mesh build in this atomizer, vaping like this, I don't think anyone could dislike mesh. I just don't do it. Not unless you just don't like vaping. The flavor is so pure and clean. The juice fills the tank perfectly now. It's a warm, amazing vape. For those of you who have had a good mesh vape, mesh gives you a more crisp, defined flavor. You can get notes from mesh that you cannot get with cotton. You will get, some juices, that have a certain flavor profile. You can vape them with cotton. You put it in a good mesh build, and it'll bring out some notes and some flavors that you just can't get any other way. So, freaking amazing, amazing. I've got the same build in here, the same mesh that I've had for a couple days now. I do have well, I don't think I posted it on YouTube. I will post a video on how to make a mesh U-wick. Not sure if I posted one on YouTube or not. I know I posted one in a group for a buddy of mine the other day. Not sure if I put it here, but I will. I will do that. Anyway, absolutely wonderful. Wicks like a, like a juicy cotton dripper. Because you have one coil, now you have 2 mesh legs feeding one wick. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, without further ado, guys, let's go down on my desk. Let me show you this thing up close and personal. Probably my favorite dripper RTA type thing to date. I'm kind of putting it in the dripper category. You can get the same thing, but in a full-size tank version, and but in this size, I kind of call it a RTA dripper. It's kind of both. You do have to fill it up. I guess it's an RTA in all actuality, because you do have to take the cap off and fill through that hole. If not, you could just pull the tip off and put juice in there and it will leak down into that hole. It's not how I do it, because then every once in a while you get a little juice that comes out of this hole, because it does get airflow from underneath. And if you fill it that way, sometimes juice will get down in there and, as I said, leak out. Anyway, before I turn this into a huge, long video, it's already been 10 minutes. We haven't even looked at it yet. Let's go down on my desk. Let's take a look at this thing. It definitely deserves an up-close and personal. See you on my desk in a second, guys. All right, guys, so here we are down on my desk with the Nectar Nano, or excuse me, Micro, by Colibri. Now, it is a 22 millimeter Addy, 304 stainless steel, 15.5 millimeters in height. Says it holds 1.4 1.4 millimeters, or 30 to 40 drops of juice. It holds about one full dropper full of juice, and I will tell you this, I get about 40 puffs if I fill it completely full with a little bit of juice, even on the on the deck. I mean completely full. I got 46 vapes from it. I actually counted them, so that's about what you're working with the Micro. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the cap on this guy. Go ahead and get this into focus for you. Absolutely beautiful fit and finish, and I mean beautiful, absolutely perfect. You see, I had a little bit of juice in between the what do you call them, the little rings on the Addy. The fit finish is superb. If you look underneath, it does have a slightly reduced chamber. It's a very reduced chamber in general because of the height. It's very small atomizer, very warm vape. Probably one of the warmest dripper size atomizers that I've used. I keep calling this a dripper. It's actually an RTA. I mean, that's, in a true sense and definition, that's what it is. Absolutely beautiful. Now let's work our way up. Well, we'll go ahead and start at the bottom now again. Here is the base of the Addy. As a traditional 510, it is non-adjustable. That would be your ground or negative post. Now, I will say something though, very strange that there is no O-rings on this. It's basically just the tank sits right on top there, and then when you screw it together, you screw it tight enough that it just creates a seal. And I will say this, I've had zero issues with leaking, and I mean none. This thing has been wonderful. Now to the meat and potatoes, so to speak. Here is the deck. Yes, I'm leaving my build on there. It is just absolutely wonderful. I don't want to mess it up. If you notice where my wire is from my coil, that is where the negative post would go. There's your for your airflow. That's what it looks like underneath. Very clean, like I said, absolutely great craftsmanship. If you look, I'm almost going to have to, I have to do it for you guys. I didn't want to, but I'm going to have to. It'll be easy to put that coil back on there anyway. But I want to show you the air holes for this little guy. There you go. There are the air holes. Now, as far as airflow control, or the airflow is concerned, You do have airflow control, and I'll show you that when we put it together, which I might as well start doing now. There is your deck. You have the two wick holes, and you have a fill hole, and then obviously for your negative post. So let's go ahead and start getting this little guy back together. You got to make sure when you put this together that you have your negative post in the right hole. Otherwise, you end up like this. And you don't have anywhere to really trap your wires. I actually put it back together like that the first time I took it apart. So there's that. You're ready to be screwed together at this point. So the long screw is the 510. Oh, let's get her started. Man, I will say that doing stuff on video, so much harder. Absolutely beautiful, wonderful adding. Now, I will say this 510, it gets tightened down pretty stinking tight. Just so you guys know. All right. Do. There we go. Let's get her nice and tight so that tank doesn't leak right. There is about it. Looking good. So now at this point, I am going to go ahead and put my wick back in those holes. Here we go. That's how she looks. Go ahead and get one of the screws started. I'm telling you, you guys, if for you guys out there who are going to build this with cotton, I'm telling you to try it with mesh. I seen a guy yesterday that decided to try it with mesh. He's a solely cotton lover, and he was just amazed and blown away by the mesh. So, let's get this other screw started. And here we go. Get her tight. And tight. And that's it. Just back in there like a champion. Ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and stick her on the ohm reader. Make sure we don't have any shorts. Everything's going good. Just charged this up the other day, so she ought to be working right. 0.57, no flickering. Looking good. Looking good. So that's it, guys, for the up close and personal with the Micro, the Nectar Micro by Colibri. There is the air hole. I'm going to have to guess. Before we go up top, I'm going to go through all my bits until I find one that fits into the air slot perfectly, and I will tell you the size of the airflow when I see up top here in a couple seconds. But that's it for the atomizer. Hope you guys enjoyed the up close and personal. Absolutely beautiful. Definitely one of my favorite atomizers to date. The fit and finish is beautiful, superb. There you see Nectar Micro number 155. Fit and finish is awesome. The vape quality is awesome. You're going to have to like a warmer vape. I will say that. If you're somebody who likes a very cool vape, this is not the atomizer for you. It is a very warm vape. So that's it for the atomizer, guys. I'll see you up top in a couple seconds. All right, guys, here we are back up top by the Nectar by Colibri. I did check the air hole size. It's about 2 millimeters. Um, I've got to say this. I have no problem taking a direct lung inhale. This feels a whole lot bigger than 2 millimeters. Um, I mean, a lot bigger. But it feels more like about a 4 millimeter draw. But nonetheless, you have no issues taking a lung inhale. But it's nothing like a a mutation or one of these atomizers where you're blowing these big giant clouds with you could actually use your atomizer as a snorkel. It's not like that, but very easy to do a lung inhale. Very easy. Absolutely wonderful atomizer. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of juice in here. And getting a dry hit for mesh is it's a little rough. Now I am running straight Canthol. I have 6 wraps of 26 gauge Canthol, just a regular standard coil. It's not a micro coil or anything. Go ahead and get you guys a close-up picture of my build itself. Go ahead and take this out of autofocus so I can show you guys. I don't have to rely on the camera to do it. But there's what the build looks like. Just a standard coil. But yeah, it's man, absolutely phenomenal. No dry hits. I've used Max VG Juice vapes like a charm. Like I said, 6 wraps around a 2 millimeter bit. I have 200 mesh in here, and it's a pretty solid wick. I rolled it, and it was actually too big. I rolled it as tight as I could, and then I cut some more off and rolled it as tight as I could until I got it so it fit in that coil nice and snug. And as I said, I will do a video here in the next day or two of how to make a U-wick. There are some tricks. You don't just cut a square and bend it. It's not like that. Not if you want a good one that doesn't pinch and end up flat. But I will make a good tutorial for that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching another one of my reviews. This has been a great atomizer. Please stop, Tommy, and let me finish my review. Getting video bombed at the moment. $86 and some change is what it cost shipped from All for Yummy Vapor. I will put a link in the description for them. And thank you for watching another one of my videos, guys. Please like and subscribe. Check out my Facebook group, Christian Vapors. Man, for any of you guys who are thinking about mesh, I highly recommend this dripper or RTA. I keep calling it a dripper. It's what it looks like. I highly recommend this, especially for the people out there who are either on the fence with mesh, thinking about trying mesh, have had bad experiences in the past with mesh. Try this. The reason I say that, it's a U-wick. The distance between the coil and your e-juice is very small on this atomizer, so it's very easy to get it to wick properly. I can put any kind of juice in here. It doesn't matter how thick. The thing vapes like a champion. And, I don't know why he does that. Why he wants to show you guys his butt and put his butt in the picture every time I do a video. But yeah, because of that short distance, it's very easy to get it to work properly. So I highly recommend this for you guys out there that either thinking about trying mesh or maybe have had some issues, but are hoping to get a good mesh build someday. Try this. Very easy. I do intend, I have not, because I do like the warmer vape, I do intend to try in the future the temperature regulation on this. But personally, I know a lot of guys are gonna, probably yell at me for saying it, but I'm not the biggest fan of temperature regulation. I know what it does as far as health concerns and things like that, but I like a warmer vape, and traditionally it just doesn't give me a warm enough vape. I do like it on some things, this may be one of those things because it's so small and such a warm vape in general. May be that atomizer. I know I love it on the Enix. Absolutely phenomenal on the Enix, which is something else I got to review for you guys. Anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling. I've made this video plenty long. Absolutely phenomenal atomizer. I highly recommend this. Definitely one of my favorite addies. I love it. I can change flavors constantly because it's mesh. You know, it vapes up the previous flavor, pretty much just gone, and you can put flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor, and you know, you don't end up with a you know, mess of flavors combining like you do with on a lot of you know, traditional cotton builds. So absolutely love this thing, and I can't say enough good about it. Highly recommend it. I'm actually going to probably get the tank when they get more in stock, because I freaking love this thing, and I would like a tank so when I leave the house, I don't have to worry about filling it up every, you know, 15 minutes, half hour. Like I said, you only get about 40 vapes from it, and that's not enough for me if I'm traveling. So definitely want the big tank as well. Thanks, guys, for watching another one of my reviews. I love you. Please like, subscribe, check out my Facebook group, Christian Vapors. I'll put a link in the description to everything, to Christian Vapors, to All for Yummy Vapors, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. I will see you soon.